after 10 years at Durham, the home game against Sheffield is going to be your last here at Maiden Castle for the team. How do you reflect on this chapter of your football career?
I was asked the other day, like, what's the best time in your career? Because I've done loads, I've been everywhere, and the last 10 years has definitely been like the pinnacle of my career and the bit that I'll always remember. There's been just so many good moments at this club, and this is a club that I came to retire at when I was 30, and I've ended up having some of the best years of my career, and I'll always be grateful for them for signing me 10 years ago, and I never would have been able to experience what I have if it wasn't for them.
Going all the way back to when you joined Durham in 2016, just how important was that move for you? Because you'd had a few injuries and things like that, and it was really important, I guess, to kickstart your career again.
Absolutely, and it was never... I'd spoke to Lee several times in the years previous, but it was never the right time, and I ended up doing my ACL the season I was meant to come, and then there was other times I'd spoke to him, but it was at that time, there was never a time where I said, it was straight away, it was like, yeah, I want to join you, I want to help you, and hopefully we can push on as a club. And it was like one of the best decisions I ever made, and there was never any doubt whenever I was coming, I was ready to do it, and we were still a part-time club at the time, and that really helped me, and it was perfect time in my career.
And that first season in 2016 really was the season the team started to kick on to what it is now in the WSL. And how do you reflect on that first season?
It was just amazing, but even the first 4 or 5 were amazing. I don't even remember losing games. Like, we won all the time. We went like a year unbeaten at home, and the 2016 season was like the first year I think we've got a little bit of belief. Like me, Saliki, Megan Borthwick, we all signed that season, and already was a group of girls here that were like pushing and doing really well, and we were top of the table for a lot of it. We beat the best teams in the league, and again, we just couldn't get it over the line. But the first season, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever done coming here.
Since then, you've witnessed the incredible growth of the club on and off the field. How proud are you to have played your part in that?
Yeah, I'm really proud, and it'll only be probably when I leave or when I sit down in 4 or 5 years' time and I reflect and be like, we had such a good time there. Like, I was a part of that club when it was really, really successful, and hopefully when it is successful in the future again, I can look back and say I played a small part, and maybe, because the thing is, like, I can leave a legacy not only just on the pitch, but off the pitch. I've worked with every age group at this club, coaching-wise, and those players are now coming through into our first team, and I like looking back at them and saying maybe I've played a small part in their development and their career, and I think that's almost a bigger thing for me.
When you look back over the last 10 years, which moments really stand out for you personally as the highlights?
Has to be any time we played Super League opposition, like the Chelsea game at Maiden Castle or at New Ferns Park, the Man United games under the lights here, definitely. But there's been other like big moments, like when we beat or drew with the top of the table clashes that kept us in contention to win in the league, really. Like the year whenever Liverpool were here, we beat them twice in their debut season. We drew with Leicester whenever they went up. We were close in COVID to getting promoted. There's been so many moments, and that's the moments that have kept me here and kept me like continuing to want more for this club.
You touched on those moments here. Obviously, when you've been in the team, we've had record league finishes, FA Cup quarterfinals, League Cup quarterfinals, and we've kept pushing the bar. And how proud are you to have been part of a group that has just kept breaking all those records?
Absolutely, and it was even sweeter whenever we were a part-time club, because we still were doing it then. Like, we did it with everybody working full-time and then training 3 nights a week, or training here till 10 o'clock at night, and we were still competing and beating the best teams in the league, the best teams in the country, and I think that made us prouder then, because we sacrificed a lot during the week, but we had a group of really good footballers that were able to compete on that level, and I'm proud that I was one of them. And I think as I leave my career and go into other things, like, it's something that I always try to instill in like our younger generation, that you got to sacrifice a lot to get something. It's not just handed to you, and I think that's one of the big things that I've learned from being here, that you sacrifice a lot, but it's worth it in the end.
You've also received 2 North East Football Writers Player of the Year awards during your time at Durham, and it must have been nice to be recognised personally like that.
Absolutely. I think there was like 3 years where I was just so consistent, and it wasn't just here. It was like with Northern Ireland as well. But this was a big factor in like why I won them, and it was testament to how we were doing on the pitch, because I wasn't going to win that if the group weren't playing well and we weren't competing. And every single year we were competing for that title in those 3 years. And it was just the other stuff. Like I was thinking about it. It was like the people behind the scenes, the coaching staff, like the S&C team, the like strength and conditioning, like the performance team, like everybody who like looked after me, the physios, like, and they made sure that I was in the right space every single week, every single Sunday to go and perform. And it's testament to the club that they continue to sign me and continue to develop me as a player, and that's why I won those awards. That's the only reason you play football, and people think it's all about trophies and things, but over the last couple of years, when you're not winning matches every single week, the main reason you play is because of the social aspect and the friends you make along the way. And like I've made friends here for life, and like Will's, like her family have been one of the biggest things that have come from this club. We were friendly before, but not like now, and she looks after my kids. She like her family do everything for me, and that's one of the main things that has grown since I've been at Durham, is definitely like my relationship with Wilson. Girls that have left, like Kathy, Abby Holmes, like people like that I'm still very friendly with, and they're people that I'll always like cherish from my time at Durham.
Important to know as well that you aren't retiring. This isn't the end of your playing career. How much are you looking forward to that next chapter, whatever that might be?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been like selected to go into like an LMA diploma next year. So along with that, I'm hoping that I can just part-time coach alongside, because I go back to work after maternity, full-time football is not sustainable anymore. It's the schedule's is too much to do that and continue to teach. So I hope to continue to play somewhere, and I feel like I can still offer a lot on the pitch, but also off the pitch. I'm starting to make that transition out of the game, and this next year is something massive for me, that I can hopefully continue to play, but also continue to coach a bit more.
Finally, just a quick word for the fans. How important have they been during your time here, and how much are you looking forward to playing in front of them one last time?
Yeah, they've been incredible. Like, I've been here when there was maybe 10, 20 people that used to show up to games, but every year those 10, 20 people grew the club from the outside. They grew the supporters club. We think of like Harry, we think of people like that were here in the rain, we're here in the wind, we're here whenever we never used to win a match, whenever we used to struggle, and those are what make this club, and we need to not forget about that as the game grows, that the original fans that were here and the original fans of women's football are still like so important. And I look forward to playing in front of them again, and hopefully we can get another last minute winner like that we live for, and to see the joy in their faces and to make people happy. That would be the main thing.